Hey everybody, this is Wild and Woolly Gaming coming to you live today from the middle of nowhere, the center of everywhere, to give you today's latest news, which is the ME-262A1/U1 being released. If you're watching this in the future, of course, this will not be the latest news. However, this is still a really exciting plane. Anyways, before I get further, like, subscribe, comment, you know the deal. But you also should know that it really does mean quite a bit to me, especially as I try to grow my channel and fight the power that is YouTube, so to speak, by taking their advertising money. Anyways, this plane is essentially the ME-262A1A, which means that it has the same clunky, slow accelerating, engines, the Junkers Jumo 004, as well as the heavy body and the relatively poor turn rate. However, one thing makes this special. Two things. It's the addition of two extra cannons, and even better, you have actually, I shouldn't say two extra cannons. It's got really four different, totally new cannons to the platform. So to go into that, you have the MK-103, which is a new cannon for the ME-262, as well as the MG-151, which is a 20 millimeter, which is totally new. No ME-262s in this game have had 20 millimeters before, so that's a big deal and should greatly assist in taking out fighters. Anyways, so the difference between this plane and the other ME-262-1A, aside from the battle rating is the same, but that's really cool because now you have so much more variability in your loadout. Plus, you have the extra cannons, so that's really cool. But the cool thing about this is, like the regular ME-262 in game, you have really just a crazy high explosive, round capability. But now with the new 30 millimeters, the MK-103s, you have the ability to really take out ground units, kind of like the ME-262 was able to in the past, with 95 millimeters of armor pen. Absolutely insane. Say you don't want to do that. You still have crazy high armor pen relative to air target rounds, and also a ton of high explosive ammunition coming out of that. So you could just double up on that. On top of that, like I said before, you can go for fighters and really just go hog wild. I mean, that's really what the 20 millimeters are for. You're not really going to get too many ground units destroyed with these unless they're unarmored. But you also have your high explosive 20 millimeters, as well as incendiaries just kind of encasing them. So this thing is going to be an absolute beast. Now, a few things I did notice before I go into the flight test, and I will just show you kind of a basic flight test, is that this thing does perform very similarly to a regular ME-262, which is somewhat disappointing, but obviously historically accurate. The ME-262, for its day, was an extremely fast plane that was really just plagued with acceleration and just throttle issues. They didn't throttle up, nor did they throttle down very quickly, unlike what you might see in more modern jet engines. But without further ado, let me just kind of show you what this thing is all about in test flight, because unfortunately Dynamic Campaign does not have the ME-262A1U1 yet loaded into it, and I'm not going to spend the silver or the golden eagles, plus I'm not a dev partner. So without further ado, here is the test flight. Okay, and as I said before, this plane does have very similar characteristics compared to the regular ME-262. In terms of flight characteristics, it still turns fairly slowly. I mean, it's not a bad turning plane considering the weight and all that. I mean, in battles, especially with the C series with their rocket assist, I actually do quite well in fights. But once you take away that rocket assist, the fact that you lose so much energy, as you will with this, being that this is a stock ME-262 minus the additional and different guns, you will have a tough time really killing planes unless you're just going in for the boom and zoom, which is the recommended strategy with this. As you can see, my acceleration, I do this in kilometers per hour just because I never really want to switch it back to Imperial. Just kind of, I think, fits with the historical accuracy of this game to a point. Anyways, my speed is not really going up quickly. These again are slow engines, and they were really at the dawn of the jet age. So what I'm going to try to do is take out this ME2 or this MiG in one go. Who knows how this is going? Easy. Okay. So I wish that they kind of would tell you in the battle report, even if it is just training, which gun took it out, right? Whether it's a 20 millimeter or one of the two different types of 30 millimeters. And the reason being is because you should be able to tailor, your ammo package if you have different types of guns, to whatever you have most successful in the air. Anyways, I'm going to try to take out some of these ground vehicles. I should be able to do a decent job. Okay, look at all that. All those rounds just exploded into it, so that will die. There's no doubt about it. So I shouldn't be able to take out the T-55 from a side pass, but let's see if I can take it out top to bottom. Anyways, one thing to note though is that my last my last test flight, I was able to destroy the T-55 from a strafing run with this. So that does again open up many possibilities. This plane, the ME-262, is not really that's embarrassing. I'm still going. The ME-262 has not really had ground attack capabilities since forever. So this is a pretty... Look at all that freaking recoil. This is a big deal, being that now you can do that again if you so want the option. Anyways, on that embarrassing note, I'm going to be heading out. So, anyways, again, this is Wild and Woolly Gaming checking out. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is just a quick video, so it's not really too indicative of the remainder of the rest of my work, but I hope you enjoy any of my future content. Anyways, again, take care, guys, and I'll see you in the clear skies. Peace out.